from its founding day, it was founded by musicians who just had this intense desire and need to share their art and their creative spirit with a wider audience. And that really became the backbone and part of the DNA of what Cabrillo is today.
This festival is an international event. It is really the benchmark for new music in this country and in the world beyond.
The caliber of this festival is probably incomparable in the world.
When it first started, well, it was at this place called the Sticky Wicket, but then Cabrillo College became involved.
They had just built a very nice little theater on the campus. So the thought was that they would have a music festival there in the summer.
When Carlos Chavez was the conductor and music director, it was much more formal. People dressed formally, and then when Dennis came, it just took a radical change and it became very informal. Almost, in fact, sometimes people say the musicians look almost messy in their dress.
I think a lot of people will always remember the guy that played the tree.
My original visit to the festival, the piece had to do with camping out. And all the people came on stage individually, and one set up a tent, and the other went into a sleeping bag, and they all played their instruments from the locations. It was an experience, and the tent fell down at the end on top of the percussionist.
When I came first, it was mostly minimalism, which I found was pretty awful.
People would get up and walk out because it was so it wasn't music at all. It was just sort of sound.
Well, they were experimenting.
They were experimenting.
I remember the tent years. That was really fun because they had sweatshirts made up and even, I think, seat cushions that said, "I spent the night in a tent with Dennis Russell Davies."
Dennis was really a groundbreaking conductor, bringing in all of this stuff that he was so interested in.
John Adams was conducting that year, and it's the first time I had gone. I was absolutely stunned by the music. I was not a contemporary music fan at the time. I loved what I saw, and it's only gotten better over the years.
When Dennis Russell Davies was ready to pass the baton, Marin Alsop was really the perfect person to take his place. She was all of 34 years old. She was fearless. She was already making an impact on the music world, but so poised for that.
We decided to do a literal passing of the baton, but I just remember it was such a exciting moment to have Dennis there, to have Lou Harrison there, and to have Marin there, all standing shoulder to shoulder, embraced, not knowing what was going to happen, but you knew something was happening for sure.
Shortly after, she really focused the festival on exclusively contemporary works by living composers. And that's when we became more and more a composers festival with anywhere from 7 to 10 to 15 composers in residence every year. That has changed the dynamic of the festival in such a positive way.
I have no clue how she does it, but somehow Marin makes every year better than last year.
To be here, grow, develop, and thrive over 50 years is really something to be celebrated.
50 more.
I know the festival's going to keep going, and I hope I do too.
Hopefully it's just the beginning.
The 50th anniversary is a kind of funny thing to celebrate for an event like this. We're always looking forward. We're never looking backwards. So it's what is the next guy or woman composed that's of interest? What's out there right now?
There's still new places to go, new ideas, new ways of looking at not just music but life.